All right, I just wanted to make a short little video about the headers that I have installed here. About a month ago, I bought these headers from Texas Speed. They're the 1 7/8, and they're for my Camaro SS here. And I just wanted to go over a few things that were, from a buyer standpoint and an installation standpoint as well. Buying standpoint, it wasn't that bad. I ordered them on a Tuesday and actually received them on that, just 2 days later, Thursday, which is pretty quick shipping if you ask me, but I do live in the same state as them, so it might differ. If you're out of state with them, I wouldn't be able to. I don't have any, body to prove me wrong on that. But yeah, the shipping wasn't too bad. Their customer support was pretty good. I just had to ask them a couple questions before I did buy. They were pretty quick getting back with me on that. And I would say with the installation, they say you can do it in your driveway with jack stands, but I just have a gravel driveway, and putting a car to at least 2 feet in the air on jack stands and a gravel driveway probably wouldn't be the best idea. And it was just a kind of a pain to be able to, to do, because you have to have a lot of clearance, because you have to put them in from the bottom. Just do it in the driveway. I mean, just save yourself the headache. Just go ahead and just use a lift. It's a whole lot better, trust me. And with the installation, I would say with all these bolts that you have here, the ones that actually connect the header to the heads, you're going to want to make sure that you do use some kind of penetrating fluid on these bolts, like the ones that are right here, all the ones that connect here. Night before, soak them, whatever you have to do. And they're where the stock manifold would connect to the mid pipe right there. There's 2 studs on 2 bolts right there. You want to definitely soak those also, because I found out those are the rustiest bolts that you have to take off. And one thing that I would recommend, if you only have hand tools, work with what you got. But if you have the option to use any kind of air ratchet, then please do so. I would find it a whole lot easier using an air ratchet than actually using hand tools, because the threads on these exhaust manifold bolts are pretty long threaded, which of course they have to be. But go in there and use an air ratchet, and it'll make it a whole lot easier process for you. But other than that, they went in pretty good. The only thing I was worried about is, I don't know if we'll be able to see it, is right down here. The only thing I was worried about is this steering shaft boot right here is so close to that one pipe coming off the header. It is so close that I thought that the heat from the header was just going to melt that boot to pieces. But so far, it's held up pretty good. I think the only reason why it hasn't really melted it yet is because it's so low on the car, and of course, that boot's always going to be turning, and when you're going down the road, just cool air is going to be passing by it and everything like that. So that's my kind of theory to why it's not melted yet. So, but yeah, of course, this is this side right here on the driver's side, and here's the passenger side. See if I can get in there. So, and since this car is really tight spaced, getting to your spark plugs and your exhaust manifold bolts like way back here, that's kind of a pain in the ass. So but like I said, if you got the right tools, you can get it done. Just like I said, use your air ratchet if you have one, and make sure you use your penetrating fluid on all your bolts, and you won't have to worry about snapping them off in the head and anything like that. But yeah, I do recommend them. If you do have a car where you can actually buy it from Texas Speed, I would recommend it. It's almost half the price of getting headers from Cook's, which I think they're in between $1,300 to $1,500. But the thing is, with Cook's, they actually include the ARP bolts to go back into your heads with the new headers there. These do not. I accidentally ended up losing an exhaust manifold bolt, and I could have went to ARP and spent God knows how much money they wanted. I think they wanted a whole lot of money for those bolts, which I didn't have, and I just went to O'Reilly's and just bought a new set of exhaust manifold bolts, and kind of works out because instead of it being a 13 millimeter, which the factory ones are, the other ones ended up being 10 millimeter, so it's a little bit better because the space in between, because let's see if I can get it. There's two bolts that are like right there. I don't know. Yeah, they're right there. If you got the factory size bolts, those bolts are so close, the heads and the bolts are so close together that it's hard to get a wrench on both of them. So with the new bolts that I got, since they're smaller head, you can actually, they're a little bit spaced apart a little bit better, so you can actually get a wrench on them. So, but other than that, man, they're good. They sound good. I've made a couple videos of the exhaust noise and of the sound. But yeah, Texas Speed, go ahead and go with them. If you need any other kind of video proof, I mean, there's plenty of them out there. So, y'all have a good day, guys.